Hello YouTube, my name's Nero and today from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and another episode of DNA Saturday, which is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in DNA bombs. That was the credit class we're going to be using throughout the entirety of this gameplay. If you guys would like, of course, you can go back and pause the video. That way you can get a good look at the class. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I will be talking about the class setup throughout this video. What's happening here? What's happening in this gameplay? Let's give a team deathmatch here on the map Solar, running around with the IMR, right? The Forgotten Burst Rifle between the ARX and the IMR, right? Towards the beginning of the game, I would say the IMR definitely way outclassed the ARX in terms of use as well as in terms of power. It was just a better rifle and it was used by more people. As the game has gone on, they've kind of really forgotten about the IMR. They haven't really buffed it, they haven't nerfed it, they haven't just really touched it at all. But the ARX, they've continued to buff it over and over to the point where now I think everybody, in fact, is running around the ARX if and when they are using a burst rifle. It's not very often you see people running around the burst rifle regardless of how good the ARX is, but when they are, it's usually the ARX and not usually the IMR, which is pretty interesting to me because I made an entire video at the beginning of Advanced Warfare where I made the prediction. I was like, guys, look, I've played with this gun a bit. I think it's ridiculously good. It's probably the best gun in Advanced Warfare. The IMR is it. And look how that turned out. No, that didn't turn out right at all. But regardless, it made sense at the time, for it was a very powerful rifle, and I still think it's a very good rifle. It just obviously isn't as good as some other weapons in the game. The gameplay itself was actually sent in by a guy who has such a difficult name to pronounce. I had to look it up on multiple websites. And for those of you guys that watch Dear Nero, the weekly Q&A I do here on my channel, if I try to pronounce somebody's name, usually when they're from a different country or something along those lines, I usually butcher it because I'm bad at pronouncing your name. If your name is not Bob or Jim or something like that, where it's very easy to pronounce, I will usually mess it up. But this guy's YouTube channel goes by the name of Prepotire, otherwise known as Prepotir, depending on how you want to pronounce it, which, in fact, if you are wondering, is an Italian intransitive verb meaning to exercise excessive power or influence. Yes, I had to look all this up because I could not figure out for the life of me how to pronounce that name. But yeah, there's two pronunciations apparently. It is Prepotir as well as Prepotire, if it depends on which one you want to go with. But yeah, again, it's an Italian verb meaning to exercise excessive power or influence. But regardless, he submitted this gameplay. He's a very good player, and hopefully you guys check out his YouTube channel. The very first link in the video description will take you over to his YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to do so, as well as, of course, we'll be talking about his YouTube channel here towards the end of the video, like we always do with episodes of DNA Saturday. Let's start talking about the gameplay here. Let's talk a little bit about this. I love the idea of using a burst rifle on the map Solar. In fact, most of the time, if I'm playing on Solar, I'm using either the ARX, the IMR, or maybe even sometimes the AK-12, because I got the AK-12 RIP now, and I use that so freaking much. It's so good. It's so powerful. But yeah, the ARX and the IMR are fantastic weapon choices to use on Solar, because the map itself is broken up into 3 lanes. There's lots of long lines of sight on this map where you can really kind of use that power that the burst rifles in this game have, right? It's just something that this map is tailor-made for. So if you're somebody that's comfortable with a burst rifle, something like the ARX, something like the IMR, you will probably do very well on this map if you give those weapons a chance. I'd say probably 90+% of the time when I play on Solar, regardless of game mode, it could be hardpoint, it could be domination, TDM, kill confirmed, search and destroy even, it doesn't matter. I'm always using a burst rifle on this map because it's so tailor-made for burst rifles. Just a little tip for you guys. If you guys want to try it out, just think of all the long lines of sight. He's there at that window right there. You got people are always on top of the roof across the map. You got people up there on the walls. You got just all these guys at these super long ranges, and you have these long lines of sight because the map itself, again, is broken down into this 3-lane system. It's just so ridiculously good and beneficial for you to use something that has the accuracy and the power that a burst rifle has, so just keep that in mind. Definitely recommend that. But it's Team Deathmatch, which I've been playing a bit more Team Deathmatch as of late in Call of Duty, because over the years, I've had a large group of friends, you guys have, I'm sure have noticed it in my videos, that I play with a large group of friends. We usually play ground war and stuff like that, but as the years go by, more and more of my friends are starting to move away from Call of Duty to the point where I'm starting to play solo a lot. If I'm not playing in a party of subscribers for an open lobby or something like that, then I'm usually playing solo. And I found that sometimes it's ridiculously frustrating if you're playing solo in objective game mode, because if the other team is working together or has a party and stuff like that, it can sometimes be very, very hard. You know, sometimes you do great. Sometimes your team's pretty bad, the opposing team's pretty bad, and you can shine as an individual player, and it's great. And it's like the best feeling in the world. But other times when you're playing solo, it's like, oh, the other team team is actually working together, and my team is just kind of walking into walls. And yes, this isn't very fun. So I've tried out playing a bit of team deathmatch, the old tried and true TDM, where there's no real objective play. It's just get kills, don't die, hopefully carry your team to victory, right? And it's kind of fun playing that, but at the same time, it's a lot slower than usual. Of course, they up the score limit up to 100, as well as with no objective, usually you're going to find that people don't move around as much. You notice, I'm sure, throughout this gameplay, he's shooting a lot of people that are on top of roofs, that are over looking at windows and stuff like that. Like, they're not moving around a ton because it's team deathmatch and people don't usually do that. So I like seeing team deathmatch style DNA bombs just because it requires a completely different playstyle as compared to the ones you see when they're playing something like domination or ground war or kill confirmed or things of that nature. Let's actually start talking about the Cray class here because it's actually towards the end of the gameplay. It's been kind of a longer one, but still very nice accuracy throughout and just good maneuver and good positioning throughout the entirety of this gameplay. I'm definitely been enjoying that. He's using the IMR Thunder Tusk, a variant that I have. It's actually going to reduce the magazine size and the handling, but it's going to give you +3 to your accuracy, making the weapon a lot more accurate. We actually pick up the DNA bomb right there. In terms of attachments, red dot sight and suppressor, as well as quick draw grip, which of course all of these are pretty good attachments. For me personally, I'm not a giant fan of using the red dot sight on this weapon. Of course, it's completely viable if you would like to do something like that, but I've always kind of preferred the iron sights on this gun. And in terms of perks, we got lightweight and low profile, and in terms of perk 3, we have toughness and scavenger, which scavenger on this rifle can be pretty beneficial if you want to stay alive for a very long time. Of course, toughness is one of the best perks in the game, especially if you're going to be using a burst rifle. You always want to have toughness on there. And yeah, that's the class. I don't really have a ton of feedback, to be perfectly honest, about that class. The only thing I might want to change on that, because I like to use a silencer on this gun as well, I like to use a quick draw grip on it as well, is maybe not have the red dot sight. But again, it's to each his own when it comes to whether or not you should use an optical attachment and whether or not you are actually comfortable using the iron sights on a weapon. So overall, it was just a very nice DNA bomb by a guy that just likes to play video games and get some DNA bombs. So of course, we talked about that with his YouTube channel here towards the end of the video. But right here, we see the final score, a final score of 52 kills and 3 deaths, along with 1 assist, 52 kills and a TDM. Pretty awesome. Now, of course, it's not like your traditional team deathmatch where it's 52 kills out of the 75. It's 52 out of 100. But still, that's a ridiculous score for 6v6 team deathmatch. So I definitely think that was a very good overall gameplay, along with the fact that you picked yourself up a DNA bomb. Congratulations to you, Mr. Prepotire, or Prepotier, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys will enjoy this episode of DNA Saturday. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. And if you guys would like to submit your DNA bombs for next week's episode of DNA Saturday, watch the video. It's on your screen right now. There's an invitation you can click, as was a link to it down in the video description. And just be sure to go ahead and watch it, because it would teach you everything you would ever want to know. It answer all of your questions about submitting your stuff for DNA Saturday. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out Mr. Prepotire, or Prepotier, depending on how you'd like to pronounce it, you can do so by clicking the annotation on your screen or by clicking the link to his channel down in the video description. He is a very unique YouTube channel in that he doesn't have a capture card or do commentaries. He just likes to upload really cool things that happen to him while playing Call of Duty. So for the most part, he uploads DNA bombs, he uploads chem strikes, as well as he will occasionally do things like I'm looking at his videos right now. He has a triple kill in Search and Destroy or a quad kill feed, stuff like that. And it's all uploaded via the PlayStation upload system. Like, he doesn't have a capture card, he doesn't do commentaries. It's just when something cool happens to him in Call of Duty, he uploads it directly to his YouTube channel from his console, which is pretty unique. He's not trying to really get big on YouTube, I wouldn't say. He's just uploading really cool things that have happened to him, be it really nice gameplay or things of that nature. And yeah, that's what his YouTube channel is. If you guys want to check it out, again, there's an annotation on your screen that will take you over to his channel, as was linked to it down in the video description. But it's a pretty unique channel. There's no commentary whatsoever. The quality is actually really good. It's uploaded directly from the PlayStation, which looks really good. Like, the quality is actually pretty top notch on those things, as well as, yeah, it's just gameplay without commentary, really good gameplay, and some people actually like that. So go ahead and give him a look if that's the kind of thing that may interest you. As well as, he's a really cool name. Really cool name. I thought that was pretty unique. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of DNA Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.